It's nice to see you getting a little sunnier and warmer, eh? Not hard to take at all. Okay. All right. Just go ahead and get. We're at 5 o'clock here, so we're going to go ahead and just do attendance. Hello, everybody. Good to have you all here. And we will get started here. Yes, man, I'll tell you what, this winter just does not want to let go, has it? It's been a tough one, you know, and yeah, we're finally here, I think. But the forecasters are telling us it should be pretty good, so. Okay, we got Chikai. How you doing?
Good to you.
Good, good. Good to see you. Sierra is not going to be here. Jennifer is here. Is Nick here? Nick is not here. All right, Alan not here. And I can totally understand if people are playing hooky. Okay, Aiden. Yes, yes. All right, Quinn. Yes. All right. Amadou, no. All right. Anna, not here yet. Philip, no. Jacob, yes. Paul, yes. All right, Anthony, yes. Addison?
Here.
Yep, thank you. Kanaya, not yet. And Elisha, not here. Okay, all right, very good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And just for the benefit of the recording, Today is, boy, it is, uh, let's see here. Yes, March the 24th. This is week 15, and with of the class, Cad for Construction, spring semester, Monroe Community College, and we're going to be taking on a new project tonight. Hello, Alan. How you doing? Good, good. All right, and what we're going to be doing tonight is doing something new. We have been understanding quite a bit about um, how basically what goes on when you're making a simple project like a one-story type project. So we've seen that, and we also saw last time how to begin to work with stairs. So we're going to kind of continue on that theme right here. We're going to make that happen. And that is where we're going. Let's see here. Addison, you're into hockey right now, right?
No, not right now.
Not right now? Okay, but did you follow Sabres?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, they're having a crazy season, man. They really are.
So good.
Talk about just 0 to hero, man. 1 year. It's my Red Wings are not looking so good right now. And, boy, so we'll see what happens. But that's all good. Okay, well, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, just to explain a couple things. First of all, yes, we have class this Tuesday. We have class Thursday. Next week is off. That is the week before Easter. No, it's Holy Week. So you start Palm Sunday, going through Easter, and then we're back the next day, which always kind of hits me kind of funny. Wouldn't it be better if we had it earlier, like Christmas? But that's not how it works. Also, when's Passover? Anybody know? Coming up. Usually they're pretty close. Okay, I don't know this year. Usually I know. But I know this year. So that's going on. And then the following week we're going to come back. That'll be Tuesday, which I think will be something like the 9th or something. And then the following Thursday, I actually will not be here. I've got to go out of town for a funeral. So I got to go back to Detroit. So I got to leave Thursday. So I'm going to be out of here. So that's what's going on. And we are going to continue on and kind of keep pushing it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, anyway, where we left off is let me get this going right here. The next project that we have is one that I think should be. This tends to be one of the favorites that we have. This is going to be the townhouse project. And the townhouse project, what it is it is that, as you see here. So we're going to be doing this now. And so I'm going to go over here and watch out for the staples here. I kind of like had a little bit of an issue with the stapler, and the stapler was kind of not closing the staple, so you could get, that could get stuck on you. But these are the basic parameters right here. This is the how we did this. Now, this right here, I think I left off one detail which I will cover with you. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on this project. Now, this one is going to be a 2-story, actually 3-story. And we were going to work with this right here. So here, let's see. There we go. And then over here as well. Yep. And then here we go. And watch out for the staples. It says weeks 13 and 14. We actually didn't quite make that. So it's actually week 15 that we got here. That's how it's looking up here. All right. Let's see. Now this, there's going to be, again, quite a bit of, a good amount of latitude in this. What I do want to have you guys do is, own this and make it your own, which I think you guys will know it. What's wrong? All right. We are outside playing baseball today. Boy, that was nice to see. Like that. Right? I was like, hey, you're playing baseball. Yeah. Little teasers or something. Yeah, a little teaser. Till we get hit by the next snowstorm or ice storm, whatever might happen. All right. All right. So let's talk about this project. This project here is this is one that, as I was getting into this, when you're kind of working on this kind of thing, you're always, at least for me as a teacher, what I always try to do is make the steps equal. I talked about that last week, the secret of the stairs, meaning that each of the steps that we take forward I try to make them equal so that none of them are too big of a stretch. I think I'm accomplishing that here. But the thing I like about this project is it kind of takes our basic skills and kind of throws it into a little bit of a, a little bit more of a, it just takes and uses the stairs. It takes and uses a lot of the commands we're working with and starts to amplify them, making our work actually much more marketable. Because this right here is actually a few steps closer to what you actually might want to do in real life if you're working on a project for somebody. And that is where we're going to go right now. Okay, so looking at this right now, let's take a look first of all at what the project looks at. So let me do this right now. I'm going to take your screens over just for a little bit here. I'm going to show you what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to take your screens over just because, it's probably good just to do it this way. I'm going to go here. And we're going to talk about what we have here. So first of all, this is the project. Now this project right here, it does not have to look exactly like this, but I realize that when we're working with a something new and so forth, I like to give you like a starting point, and this would be a logical starting point. The dimensions work, and all of this right here will be would certainly work out fine. So if you want to do this pretty much exactly like mine is, that's totally fine. I would recommend you do something pretty close to this. But there are some places you can stretch out here. Now, first of all, you're going to notice this here. It's a larger structure. It's a larger structure. Now, if I go over, what do I got here? Yeah, this is all the same thing. Yeah, it is. Okay, so if I go here, I'm looking at the third floor. And if we go to level 1 right here, we take a look at this right here. Now, essentially, this is um, a mirrored image, okay? And and we talked about the mirror command, how that works. And this right here is the dividing wall. Now, this wall right here, if you're ever going to do something like this, like a townhouse, you have to have a 2-hour rated firewall, which is what you got here. So dividing between the two, this is a basic wall. It's a 2-hour firewall. So you have to have that between those two. Now over here, these are just regular partition walls, but this one right here that divides them, that is essential. That's code. That's something you have to have. Now, other than that, it's going to be pretty much lather, rinse, and repeat of the same kind of things we've done. Now, this this is the famous kitchen layout that everybody likes. Okay, so could you use that kitchen layout? Yes. Could you look up some of your own elements and put them in? Yes. So it really depends upon how you want to do that. Now, here, I think what I did is I think I included a few down here, a couple of kitchens. Let's see here. So if I go to, yeah, I've got a complete kitchen, mid-size, modern, and so forth. You can also, as we talked about, to find other content. Let's say you just want to put in individual countertops or cabinets and so forth. Well, we have that here too. So if you're to go up here, and if you're to take a look up here, under where is that? Under, yeah, cabinets. See all these cabinets here? You got a bunch of cabinets. You got casework. You got cabinets and so forth. These are here. You can load more. Those are all things you can do. So these are this is a complete set, but you don't have to do that. You're going to notice that you have stairs right here, and you've got stairs right here. So you've got stairs that do that, and they're going from the top, from the first floor on up. Now, that's the basics right there. And then the next thing I want to talk about, going a little further with this, is if we go here to level 2. If we go to level 2, now we see it looks like this. And you're going to notice that I deliberately did not populate the second floor. That is so that you can populate the second floor. And I have the parameters here. Now, where you put the stairs, be careful. I had a couple students that were working on this, and they decided to really freestyle this. If you freestyle it, that's cool, but you got to make this thing work. And don't present it to me and say, oh, Mr. Brennan, this thing is not working. And you tried something that, Guggenheim would not have attempted. Guggenheim was an architect. He's the one that did the Guggenheim Museum. Was it Guggenheim did that? No, I think it might have been Frank Gehry. Anyway, a crazy architect did, okay, or something that is just very, very ambitious. So you want to be careful of that. So these are straight runs. You don't have to do straight runs. You could actually make it, like an L-shaped type thing or something else. You can do that. But that's the second floor. Now level 3. Level 3 is actually like an attic space type thing. So that's up there as well, and this is a third space that you can have available to you. So we have that. Now, other than that, the ceiling plans, we talked about ceiling plans before. Here are ceiling plans right here. And ceiling plans are essentially the same thing that we would have um, on the different floors that we've worked on, the different items we've worked on. You got level 2, there's a ceiling plan there as well. And then you got level 3, and there's your ceiling plan there. Now, that being the case, we have all those things. And then we've got other things. We got exterior views, got the elevations, and finally we do have a set of plans. So you got here, you got a cover sheet, and that's what this looks like. And I am going to want the set of sheets to be done. And this is the second floor, or the first floor, second floor, third floor. And then we have a wall section, and we've learned how to do wall sections before. Elevations and how that looks. And then moving over here, then we have a schedule. And essentially, we're going to keep it. This actually should have been larger, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We can make that larger if we want to, but for right now, we're just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, let's do this right now. Let's take a look at the sheet I gave you, the handout I gave you that talks about what the requirements are. Let's go through these. And we're going to take, this is going to take us at least this week and next week. I'd be shocked if we're done by then, but we might be. So you got this right here. The first thing is you create the exterior walls, and the base constraint is level 1. The top is unconnected at 20 feet. So we're going to do that. Once you've done that, you're going to create floors for level 1 and level 2. And for that, we'll let you guys work on that how you would like to, but you're going to go ahead and do that. The next thing is step 3, create stairs from floor 1 to floor 2. Make a shaft from floor 1 to floor 2. We talked about how to do that. Actually, right there, the stairs should go from floor 1 up to floor 3, actually. That's actually a mistake. So you want the stairs to go all the way to floor 3, so that's a mistake. So just make a little edit there. And the shaft should go from floor 1 to floor 2 as well. You want to create 2 sections to view the project. We talked about this. You want to create a gable roof, a 912 roof pitch like mine has on the front. You're going to create a floor plan, including a kitchen, dining area, living area, and bathroom on level 1. You're going to add doors and windows per your design. You're going to create ceilings for the first and second floors. Ceiling type is GWB, which stands for gypsum wallboard on metal stud. And then using your own ideas and design, create 3 bedrooms on the second floor. Include walls, doors, and furniture such as beds. Using your own. Now that's for each unit because you're going to mirror it. Use your own ideas and design. Create 1 or 2 bathrooms on the second floor. Include plumbing fixtures. Place ceiling lights and floor lighting. Create a 3D view for the first and second floor. Choose the best view that describes your project. Render the 3D view. So these are all things we've done before. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do the quick start version of this. So I'm just going to share real quickly how we're going to do this. I'm going to get through the first few steps here. So this is where we're going to go. So the first thing we do always is we go here and we go out to, what is this right here? Yes, here. So we're going to go out to here and we're going to go to Brightspace. And when we go to Brightspace, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to here. And we're going to go to this particular project. This particular project is the townhouse project. So we're going to go there. And then once we have the townhouse project, we are going to download the template, which I have right here, which I actually updated with some cool new stuff. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to download it. So I download this. Now, what I'm going to do is using this, I'm going to go ahead and just work right through this and do the first few steps to get you guys prepared for this. And I'm just going to give you a little introduction to this. So I've already done this before. I've already no, I didn't download this. So I'm going to go ahead. And now that I've downloaded that, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go over here and go to new. And I'm going to go to browse, new and browse. And I want to go to where I downloaded it, which is out here to downloads. Townhouse template, spring 2026. I'm going to go ahead and do this and open this up. Now, when I start this, it gives me this, just gives me a totally blank area. Now, take a look right now at your packet of information, and let's take a look at this. Just I'll put the lights on, and let's take a look at this. Now, when you take a look at it, you have 2 units that are actually side by side. And what they are is they're a mirror representation of each other. Now, I used 50 feet as the dimension going from the center wall to the center wall. And then if you take a look at the bottom, at the lower floor plan, it says 35 feet. So this is essentially a 50 foot by 35-foot structure as far as what we're looking at here. So what I would do is I'd go here and I would start by going up here to wall, and I've got the right wall right here. So I'm just going to go here and go here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and make it 50 feet. And you don't have to do exactly these dimensions, but again, I'd be kind of careful about going too far off the specs I'm giving you, just because it's going to make life easier for you. So once I've got that, it looks like this. Now I'm going to take a look at that in 3D. So I take a look at it in 3D, and here we go. So now I've got the basics right there, and that is how we start. Now, that is how we would start. And then the next thing I'd do is I'd go back to my level 1. And then what I would want to do is I would want to separate these two with a fire rated wall. So now here I got to go to wall, and I want to, with wall architectural, I'm going to change this, and I want this over here to be the, oh, where's the fire rated wall? Right here, it's down here. This is the 2-hour, right here. It's the 2-hour interior 6 1/8 partition. So you want this one right here. So we'll click here, and when you hover your cursor here, you're going to notice, see how it finds that midpoint? All you got to do is touch it. You click here, and you go to there, and then you're good to go. Now, at that point, that is essentially how you would start it. One thing you'd want to do is take this and make it go up to, we'll say unconnected, and go up to 20 feet like the other one is. So that's unconnected 20 feet. So those are all equal. Okay, so now that we've got this, we now can begin to move on to the next thing. Let me ask you a quick question. Well, I guess I'll ask a question. I just kind of declare it because it's something that we need to know. One of the things about this is when you're creating a space like this, one thing that code and municipal codes as well as national codes and so forth specify is that there are certain things that have to go in for fire prevention. In this particular case, you have a solid wall. The solid wall goes all the way up. There's no breaks in it. The reason why is if you've ever done much reading about how fires start. Typically, one of the biggest problems. Anyone here volunteer fire department or anything? Anything like that? Okay. Well, what happens is one of the biggest problems is open doors or any kind of shaft. If you got a shaft that's open, anything that air can come through, it just rushes through and stuff just catches on fire immediately. That's what fire walls are meant to prevent. Now, this is a 2-hour firewall, meaning that in a very real situation, if there was a fire going on here, that wall would actually last for 2 hours, which would give sufficient time for someone to get out. So that's why you have to have this in a townhouse. That's code, and that is how that has to work. So that is part of how this goes. Now, the next thing we're going to take a look at, getting into this, is if I go over here and continue back to my level 1, I've got this. Now, as we're getting into this, next thing I would do is I'd put in some stairs. Now, the stairs I have here, I'm just going up from level 1 to level, in this particular case, I'm just going to go from level 1 to level 2. It says in here that we're going up, I said we're going up to level 3, but we don't have a level 3 yet, so we're just going to go from level 1 to level, actually we could go to level 3, couldn't we? Because we got that right there. So yeah, we could. So I'm going to go ahead and, I'll just go ahead and run them up all the way. So I'm just going to go stair. And this stair is 711. We've got that. We're going from level 1. I'm going to change this to level 3. I should be able to run them right now. And since I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and as I do this, notice it says run left. I have this set up for you to create these so they're actually up against the wall and they're left justified. So I'm going to go ahead and go here. And I'm going to go ahead and make this 7 feet, and I'm going to click there. Now look at this. See, I'm going right along here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this right along there. And that is, oh, it's okay. You know what? I got to stop at a level 2. Then I'll make it go to the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump out of here, and let's make that level 2. Yep. So I'm glad I'm doing this in front of you, so you don't have that same problem. So I'll go here, and now I'm going to go over this far. Now I go over this far. I click, and then I hit the green check mark, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on this and just move it out a little bit away from the wall because you basically have what's called a stringer or support there, and that's actually going to hug up to the wall. And then you also have, besides that, here's a railing. So I went ahead and put those together. And if I were to go to my 3D view again it gives me this kind of view. There's your stairs right there. Okay, so I've got those in place, and then I could begin to put in my floors. So over here, what I'm going to do for this floor, for the first floor right here, I'm going to go to floor architectural. And I'm going to use this generic floor 12-inch for the first floor because it's concrete. And what I'm going to do is make a rectangle. So I'm going to go from the outside corner to the outside corner, just like that. And I want to change this. It says height offset from level. This is going to be there too. I should have taken this out, but I didn't. Just make it 0 because it's not going to sit quite right unless you do. So we'll do that, and we take a look at it in 3D again, and now we have this. So now we're starting to come together. Now we're going to put in our level 2. So I go to level 2, and I'm going to put in a floor here. Now, you're going to see it looks like this right now. Now, the fact it looks like this, what's going on? Well, what's going on right now is you have your crop region. It's cropped right here, and it's not showing everything you should. So when you see that, you just want to click on this and kind of open this up like I'm doing right now. So you'll do that. Crop region, again, this is part of learning how to navigate the interface. We go to here, and then here's the other thing. You can turn this off entirely, and this allows you to not even crop the view. So if I were to go into here, let me just back this up a couple steps and show what I mean by that. So if I go into here, and if I were to come and it looks like this, I could just go here and say, don't crop the view, and it shows me that. Just totally ignores the crop region. But proper technique would be to go ahead and open it up so that it's, so we can see what's going on here. So that is how we go ahead and make that work. If I got this right, I think I do. Yeah, so that's what we have there. So now what we have going on here, here's level 2, and I'm going to put in another floor here. So I'm going to floor, and this one, I'm going to make this one, I'll make this one wood joist, 10-inch wood finish. And this one, I'm going to go inside to inside. So this right here is your pick walls. So I'm going to pick the inside wall here, and I'm going to go right around, as you see, just like this. So I'll do that. Now, once I've done that, I hit the green check mark, and I'll go ahead and say yes, and I go to my 3D view, and now I have this right here. And we see that, it looks like this right here, and that's not exactly what we want, but we're going to get to that. Going to get to the next thing here in a second here. And so I've got those in place right here. And then it talks about making a shaft from floor 1 to floor 2 for step 4. Now, to do this right here, you want to create 2 sections. We talked about sections before, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, I guess I will do that right now. Yeah, I will. And the thing is, so I'm going to go here to make that. So to do this, I go back to level 1. And when I go to level 1, I'm going to make a section right here. And here's the section tool again. If you forget, you can always press F1, and you can always go here and type in the command you want. So if you go here and type in section like that, it'll do this, and it talks about section views, and it'll tell you how to do it, how to make a section view, and tells you exactly how to make that happen. So that is how we go about finding it out if we're not really familiar with it. So the tool is right here, section. And I'm going to go ahead and make a section going from here right through, and it gives me this error. Now this happens when what I've done is I've cleaned this all up so that it's ready for basically producing my construction documents. So it says down here, none of the created elements are visible in the floor plan view. You may want to check the active view. Okay, so I close out of that. And when I go into here, the way we see this is I'm going to go down here and click on this. This is reveal hidden elements. Well, section markers are hidden right now. So I'll click on that, and there it is. So I'll click on this, and I will unhide it. I right click and unhide it in the view, and go to category. And now at that point, I can go here. And now at that point, I see this, and I double click here. And now I'm seeing that. This is familiar. We talked about this last week. Anytime you want to run the stairs from one level to another, you can't do it from the 3D view. It has to be done in a section. Now, you see I got level 3 right here. I don't have a floor up there, so I could run the stairs up, but I'll just go ahead and put the floor in to make it easy. So I go to floor, and I can't see anything. Now, why can't I see anything? Well, the reason why I can't see anything is because this is too far up. So I'm going to go down here, and right here, you can actually turn on an underlight. So if I go here, I'll go to the range base level. I'll click on this, and I'll go ahead and go to, I'll say level 1 and hit apply. And there it is. And just like we talked about, I'm going to turn this off, just like that. Now I can see it. So I can see this. Now this is the 3rd floor. I'm going to put a floor right there. So I go to floor, and I'll go here, and I will use the same thing I used before, going from the same way as you see it right here. And this is all going to be on the video if you need to see it again. So I do this, and now I go to my 3D view again, and now it looks like this. So now we're looking good. Now I'm going to go to my section. So I go to my section. Remember how we do this. I click on this set of stairs, and what I do is I go up here to select levels. So I'm going to click select level. I go here, I hit green check mark, and there we have that. And that is how we're able to make them run up from the first floor to the second floor, and then the second floor to the third floor. That's how we put our stairs together. So now that we have these in place right here, if I take a look at this in 3D, I've still got this view right here, and we talked about making a shaft to make these poke through. So I'm going to do that going back to level 1. So if I go to level 1, I'm here, and I'm going to make a shaft. So I go into here, and to make a shaft, I go over here. Shaft is over here, and you got all these tools, and over here you got shaft. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rectangle. And this is going to go, and get rid of your base offset, just make it 0 feet. So you're going from level 1 up to level 3. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut a hole. I'm going to make a rectangle. Let's try it again. Just going to make a rectangle all the way around, and then I'll refine this later. This is just to kind of prove the concept. Hit the green check mark, we do that. And now let's see how that came out. And if I go here, and if I go to my 3D view, it shows me that, and that's good. And we talked about another view before, and that is down here. We talked about if I go here, I can go to my section box. If I go to my section box, this one's way too big, but I can change it. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull this in this way. And I'm going to take this one and push it right through here, just like that. So I do that, and when you put your section box in like that, that lets you see what's going on here. So these are all tools that you want to use. So you have a section and a section box. Similar, but they're different. So we have those right here. By the way, that needs to change because this is not sitting on anything. The stringer's not sitting on anything, but that's something we can easily fix. All right, so that is how we go about doing this. And if we go ahead and take a look at our section 1, it looks like that. And now we got our level 3, and now we're got the basics. So if I go to the exterior view, I've got this kind of a view right here, and then I can turn off the section box, and it looks like this right now. Now at this point, I could get into some of my actual interior elements, my actual walls, my interior walls, my kitchen area, and then also the second floor. So that is how you'd want to go ahead and do that. Now, one thing I was going to say about this is once we have this right here, I can then also take this right here, and any elements that I want to, I can mirror them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take this right now. If I can do that, let me go ahead and I'll select these items, and I'll do that. And I'm going to go ahead and go to mirror. So I'm going to mirror. I go to here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the axis, which is right there. And when I do that, it just gives me the mirror right over like that. And then I can just move it over so it's kind of snug against the wall like this. And then when I do that, if I did this properly, and I think I did, I should have, yes, and it does just like that. So you can actually take these and just mirror them. Does this make sense? Okay, so you're mirroring, and again, these are all commands that we've already seen at least a little bit. Now we're kind of turning the volume up on these a bit and making them do what we want them to do. Now, once you get this far, let's see here. Now once you've done that, you'd create a gabled roof with a 912 roof pitch. So to do this, I go to level 3. And for my particular design, like you see on the set of plans here, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to roof by footprint. And again, I can do this by making a flat roof. And again, it's not a bad idea to do it this way. And then you can always fix it. So I make a flat roof. And once I do that, I hit the green check mark. And I will say attach. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to my 3D view. When I look at my 3D view, it looks like this, which is not at all what I really want. So I'm going to double click on this. And now I'm going to put a slope here. So I'll click on this and slope this. And I'll go over here and slope that. And when I do that, I hit the green check mark, and that is what it looks like. So that is how you get to that point. Now this roof, I'm going to, yeah, that's actually all set. So that right there gives you the basic elements right there, and that's all there. Now, one thing I was going to say too, just so you may be wondering, well, what's going up there on the 3rd floor? Well, on the 3rd floor, you have this kind of a situation going on here. You've seen this before. You've all been in structures that look like this, where you actually have the ceiling coming down like this. It happens a lot in older structures and older residential homes, that kind of thing. Let me go ahead and put some detail in here. So go ahead and do that. Oop, I went too far. I went outside. So let's do this again. And I'm going to take this and back this up just a little bit. We'll go ahead and do that, if I can do that. And take it out. And that's not good. So we'll try that again. I'll put another camera. Go here. Actually right here, go to the camera. And I'm in the wrong view. Let me try that again. So I'll go here. Camera. Just going to take this and run this through like that. Okay, now if I go ahead and do that. Right, there it is. Okay, so that's what I'm after there. Okay, so then when I do this, it showed me this kind of view here. Actually showed me, I should be inside there. I'm not sure why it's doing that. So anyway, let me try this again. Let me fix this. Let me back this up here. Let's try that. Huh, still not what I want. Let me make it a little easier. I'm outside the building. Okay, well, let's try it another way. Okay, oh, that's why. Okay, let's move this over here. Let's go and take this, see if that'll work. Yeah, that's it. Now you're inside. Okay, at least you're inside. But again, all I'm trying to show you is that this is what's happening. You're inside the attic, and you've all been in attics like this where you can walk through the center. The rest is kind of like for storage, that kind of a thing. So that's what that is. Now, in this particular case, I told you guys to make it 912. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this a 1212 just to show what you can do with the space just because. And so I'm going to go back here to my level 3. And let me grab my roof there. So go to my 3D view here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to make it 1212, like that. 1212 roof pitch, apply it, and hit the green check mark, and it does that, which gives you more room. And then in your views over here, you got this kind of thing that goes a little bit higher. So anyway, that's what we're after right here. And we could do some other things, but that's essentially what we're going to do. So that is a way that we could actually make this work. So you got your floors, and you got your ceiling, and then you can change this around. Now, other than that, the other things are creating your floor plan, including kitchen, dining area, and living room on level 1. Add doors and ceilings per your design. And again, you can use the one I gave you, or you can do something different. Then you're going to create ceilings for the first and second floors and the third floor too. And then on step 10, using your own ideas and design, create 3 bedrooms on the second floor. And on 11, using your own ideas and design, create 1 or 2 bathrooms on the second floor. And then you can place ceiling, lights, and so forth. Then, as a reminder, to create a 3D view for the first and second floor, I would go here. And just to show how this works with, let me go over here and show you one that this one's already done here. If I go here, and if I go to my first floor here, if I want to put in, this is a finished version. If I go here, and if I go to, okay, let me go to here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a camera. So go to camera right here. I'm going to pick a camera right here at the front door. I'm going to take a look like, try it again. Go here, camera, click, and look. Like that. So there's your view right there. So you're going to create a 3D view, and then after you created a 3D view and with the lights and everything, you're going to go ahead and you're going to render it. We talked about how to do this before. We've already done it before. And to do this, we go to view, and then we go to render. And then we go to render. We talked about this, how we go ahead and do this. You can do it in the cloud, or you can just do it right here. I'm just going to do medium. I'm going to use the view. I'm going to use Sun and Artificial. And I can change those out. Sun Artificial, we got that. And I'll go ahead and click render. So it's going to render it, and I want to save these. So when I render this view, I want to save it. And so you want to find something that describes. Now this actually is a really nice view right here. I've got some lights in the kitchen and so forth. Gives you great ideas as far as how you can make this work. And then once you get it the way you want it to, you can actually adjust the exposure by clicking here, and you can make it brighter if you want to. Which is way too bright, or go back a little bit and apply. and it gives you that. So you can actually toggle this and, you know, make it warmer or whatever you might want to do. So that's pretty good right there. And then right here, it's what you want to do. You want to save it to the project. You can save it. So you're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to call this test view, like that. And I've got that. So that is how you'd make your rendered views. So those things are there. And then you will create a wall section on the first floor, which we talked about. I don't think we're going to get that far tonight. So I think we're going to do right now is, yeah, that gives you time. That gives you about an hour to start working on this stuff. So let's keep going on this right now. I'll give you your screens back. But one thing I would say is if you want to create the exterior exactly like I did, that's fine. And that might not be a bad idea. If you want to change up a little bit, you can, because this is a design type thing. But you want to make sure that your stairs are kind of, you can do something kind of, we'll be doing some things later which will give you more freedom for your stairs. For right now, I'd stick with a straight run and do it that way. That's how I would do it. And I'm going to free you guys up right now because I've talked way too long. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead. Are there any questions before I cut you guys loose? You guys all set? Okay, let's go ahead. I'll give you back your screens. And as your questions come up, please ask me. I'll be here to coach you through this, and we will do that. So let me go ahead and give you back your screens, and we will take it from there. So here you go. All right, have at it. And again, just to be clear, this is a townhouse. There's two connected units, so it should be a mirror image on both sides. So as you're doing it, you could just do one side and then populate the items over the other side. It's, you know, you don't have to do it that way, but I'd recommend that you try that approach.
What wall do you want in between the two of them?
The 6 1/8 partition.
Yep, it's a 2-hour fire rated wall. It's 6 1/8. Yeah, 6 1/8 of an inch. 2-hour rated wall.
Level 2 layer, I can only see down like 2 walls.
What's that?
Like I can only see 2 walls on my second floor.
Okay, second floor or third floor?
The second floor.
Let's take a look. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Here you go. Your view is just cropped. Yep. There you go. Yep. Yeah, so we're gonna be learning a lot of new things here as we go through here.
Mr. Brennan,
Mhm.
do you want the dimensions the exact same on ours as yours?
No,
Okay.
they do not have to be. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. That's what's going on. Okay. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's 6:30 now, and I just want to let you guys know looks like you guys are kind of in the zone, and that's good. That's what I kind of go for. Not to interrupt you, but just to let you know that there will certainly be time to work on this on Thursday. Next week we have off, of course, and then we'll return to this project. So we're going to have at least 3 class periods to work on this. So that being said, please continue to work on this. I'm not going to be doing any more instruction. I don't think. I think you have enough to keep you going right now. If you have questions, please ask. Other than that, if you want to start to wrap it up, that's fine. If you feel like you're at a good stopping place right now. Other than that, we're going to kind of start to we should probably down to make sure we're kind of like wrapped up by around 1:45, so we can be out here for the next class. So your call at this point. If you feel like you've made a good night, you can go ahead and move on. And we'll be working on this Thursday. And you guys are, I love what I'm seeing here. It looks great. Nice job, everybody. Yeah, and by the way, I see a couple of you guys wearing headphones. I think that's a great thing. When I first started to teach this to students 27 years ago, when I moved to New York, I had a lot of students who just kind of come in, put their headphones on, and just kind of get in the zone, and they'd go for it, and totally fine, zero problem with it. Make sure you don't take music as a distraction, though. That's the only thing. Because sometimes you just groove in and you gotta stop from getting hurt. Right, that's right. Yeah, gotta go downtown. No, it's great. Thanks, Paul. Good man. Have a good night. Yeah, see you.
Everything.
Hey, you too. Thanks.